Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and I am talking about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. This video has spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, go check it out, and then come watch this video after you've seen the movie. But if you've seen the movie, let's talk about it. So, what I want to talk about in this video is Electrified NightStick Stormtrooper, Counter Lightsaber Stormtrooper. It is a really small snippet from a fairly small scene. So in the film, Han Solo takes Rey and Finn to see Maz. And Maz is an old pirate, right? She's about 1,000 years old, and her bar is 100 years old, right? So Han Solo takes Rey and Finn there, and it's really exciting. We get to see Maz, but Han Solo, man, he is such a force for chaos. As soon as he arrives there, BB-8 is there also there, and Kylo Ren shows up with a full a full set of stormtroopers with him, and the rebellion, the resistance shows up. This is where Leia Organa shows up, but before the resistance shows up, there's a scene where a whole bunch of stormtroopers roll in, and they're firing a whole bunch of blasters. Maz's entire bar gets wrecked, right? And it's just really fascinating scene, right? So in this scene, there is a tiny, tiny little, like a snippet, where this electrified nightstick stormtrooper, a stormtrooper carrying an elongated 2 or 3 feet long electrified nightstick, actually battles Finn, and Finn is holding Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. This is a hugely important small snippet scene. I can't say how important this is. It's really a big deal. So I was watching it, and I was really super fortunate to see this whole movie with my family. And my wife was there, and she's like, "That was a really silly scene. That stormtrooper could have just, here's a stormtrooper, and he sees Finn, and Finn's got the lightsaber, and he just throws down his blaster and his guard, and he pulls out this electrified nightstick and just goes into essentially what's a lightsaber battle with Finn, right? Why didn't she just shoot him, right? Why didn't the stormtrooper just shoot Finn, right? And I was like, and I didn't have to think about this because it was immediately apparent to me. And I think the reason it was immediately apparent to me is I think about Star Wars pretty deeply, and it occupies a lot of my thought space. Right? So the reason why this happened might not have been apparent to all the viewers, right? So I'm going to go take a little bit of time to explain it. The reason why he didn't just shoot him is, and this is mind-blowing. So this is the brilliance of J.J. Abrams and his writing team. But also, one of the things is the importance of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is massively important to this entire film, right? And to the story, the extending story of Star Wars. So Kylo Ren is crazy dangerous, man. He is a straight-up villain, and he trains a lot of the First Order's premier stormtroopers. So one of the things you can see is there are stormtroopers that are a lot more dangerous than the old stormtroopers. And certainly this electrified nightstick stormtrooper. He sees Finn on the battleground, and Finn is holding a lightsaber. So, this stormtrooper is really special. He is not a regular stormtrooper. So why does he exist, and why does he have this super unique weapon out on the battlefield? Well, the answer is wonderful. So one of the things that's really nice about it is the people who are going to get this scene are crazy Star Wars fans, right? So you got to Sherlock it. You got to take it all the way to extent, all right? The movie is about a map. The map is to Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is a Jedi. A Jedi uses a lightsaber. So Kylo Ren has been preparing several units of stormtroopers to go with him when they find Luke Skywalker and take Luke Skywalker down. And they don't just want to kill him. I think they want to take him alive, right? But even more than that, these stormtroopers that Kylo Ren has with him have been trained to take down a Jedi. This is mind-boggling, right? Because, previously, stormtroopers were just fodder, right? And here, these are highly trained, dangerous stormtroopers. This stormtrooper, like, he throws his blaster on the ground. He throws down a guard plate, like it's almost like a shield, right? Then he pulls this elongated, electrified nightstick off of his side. Then he goes into what is really a martial arts stance, right? He whips this thing around, and he electrifies it, and then moves right toward Finn, and it's like, let's throw down, man, let's do it, right? And goes into this big, long lightsaber battle. It's the first lightsaber battle in the movie, right? Which is really exciting, right? And it's so exciting. Now, the reason this stormtrooper did this is he is looking for Luke Skywalker. He don't give a rat's about Finn, right? But here he sees a situation where there is a combatant on the battlefield who has a lightsaber, which this stormtrooper has been specially trained to take down Jedis who have lightsabers. There's no way he's going to lose this opportunity to use his training and to show Kylo Ren what he can do, and also to get ready to wreck Luke Skywalker, right? So I thought this was just a beautiful scene in the film. Really went into a lot of detail about, the training that Kylo Ren is giving these stormtroopers, and also just how deep every scene in this film is. There's nuance all over this film. There are a lot of people, who I think they're going to enjoy this film, but they're not going to see the layers. There's just layers on layers on layers, man. It's incredible, right? So this was a really wonderful scene. I loved seeing this scene in there. I thought it was a really fascinating scene, and also just seeing a stormtrooper throwing down his blaster, throwing down his shield, pulling out a specialized weapon and saying, let's go mano a mano right here, right? And I'm like, what? That is crazy, right? Awesome scene, awesome weapon. Just wanted to explain why it was there. I'm not sure if everybody got that, right? So, one other thing I just wanted to point out. I'm a very avid podcast listener. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I love podcasts. Podcasts are weird. There's a lot of people out there who are not on podcasts. Like, they're 10 years old, and still a lot of people don't know what they are. Don't really know how to listen to them. Don't really put them into their mix, right? Their media mix. And the reason why I'm talking about a podcast is podcasts turned me on to one of the things I was crazy excited about this year, other than Star Wars, which was Hamilton. The music Hamilton. Right now, if you don't know, the number one musical on Broadway, the number one musical in the world is Hamilton. It is a musical about Alexander Hamilton, a founding father of the United States of America, right? And it is written by Lin Miranda, I think it's Lin Miranda Manuel, and he is just this brilliant writer. Oh, and the story of Alexander Hamilton told through 80s and 90s hip-hop, which I'm like, what? How did this become the number one musical on Broadway? And I cannot go see this musical. Almost no one can go see this musical right now because it is completely sold out everywhere, right? For like the next 6 months. I tried to get tickets for me and my wife 2 weeks ago. Those tickets would have been $1,400 6 months out, right? So we can't go see it. It's just too much money, right? But what I did was I went on YouTube and I was able to listen to the wonderful soundtrack, and it is brilliant, right? When all the Star Wars characters go into Motz's bar, there is a Cantina song that is being played. That Cantina song is written by the guy who created Hamilton, the hottest Broadway musical right now, a brilliant musical that tells the founding father story through the revolutionary music of 80s and 90s rap. And this brilliant, Hispanic artist has a musical piece in Star Wars right before this electrified nightstick stormtrooper scene. And so, if you didn't catch that in the movie, that's there too. Star Wars 7 is brilliant. It is nuanced. It is wonderful. And, most of the people who are probably watching this have seen the movie multiple times. You can't see it enough, man. See it on the big screen while it's out. super excited. I just wanted to really dive into this Electrified NightStick Stormtrooper fight, which was awesome, and it was really exciting to see why I was there. Thanks.